All right. Okay, so it came back up here. If we get a cracking correlation, that would be very, very good. No, well, yeah, we will be looking for the end of day drift. Yeah, I'm just trying to front run it as well. So you have the half back to balance redelivery that I wish there was a cracking correlation between the two of these. That would be fire. I'm really looking to front run it a little bit, but it might not. Yeah, that's the wish, right? But doesn't always play out that way. So what I'm looking for now is a difference between the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. I want to see like one make a higher high while the other one doesn't. So like whether that be I want to see this one go higher while this one doesn't. That's the kind of thing. It doesn't matter which one to me. Just I want to see that. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen though. We had one to the downside though, because Nasdaq took all that out. Yes, looking heavy here. We have lots of areas that need to be redelivered lower. I really wish it'd push up to there. Because this line isn't like that's a daily low there, but eh. Yeah, so we're coming into that doji low there. So we tapped into the doji low there. That could be it. That could be like enough for it. But we are really close to where it could fill the gap. But again, I think Nasdaq just following ES's ass up here. Yeah. ES is way more bullish this morning a little bit. They're actually really in tune this morning, it looks like. That's cool. Yeah, yeah, I got you. All right. So what I'm looking for here, it's broke. It didn't close below the strong low. I really want to close below it. That would be preferable because it did something similar here. Like you had, um, low time frame, really low time frame, strong low there, and you couldn't get it close below it, and then ended up going higher. So these consolidations here, if you get in too early, you get wrecked. I've been wrecked so many times trying to trade them. All right, I think we're gonna get our cracking correlation here. It looks like Nasdaq's gonna do the push here. I'm gonna chase price a little bit. See if we can't get it to go up to there. Into the close here. But we have a cracking correlation. If it comes back down, back 830, I'm just gonna get out. Right now, I want to see this area. If it comes back down, I want to see that area act as support there. So you see how ES did not make a higher high there, and Nasdaq did. As long as ES stays lower, that's going to be like a reversal signal. Should be good for the end of day drift. I was hoping this would expand up, but it doesn't look like it's going to. So now this is my last strong low here. Shook my ass out. Really nice push up there. All right, so we got about 30 seconds until the close here. Does it push up? Probably unlikely. Right, this is actually a really rare situation we have right now. I'm gonna front run this. If you kind of look, maybe it's not a good idea to front run it because it is like a unusual situation. So if you look and study like the last hour, it's very uncommon for price to make a new low or high during that last hour. It's a pretty uncommon thing. All right, very nice push there, but now we have a conundrum here because price is redelivered into that area. It obviously overshot it, which is very nice. You guys see that, how that cracking correlation between the two assets, NQ making the higher high and ES not, how it led to this like massive push down. That's just gonna it's coming all the way back. I'm gonna add on to it right here probably. Yeah, there we go. I'm adding on to it here because this is once support. It should be flipped into resistance. Maybe I could have waited a little bit more until it started rolling over a little bit, but it should act as resistance. Like once support, like price tried to push through this area. It came to supported once, supported twice, and then broke it. These are really good areas. Pretty much like the easiest strategy you could ever trade is like just flipping these areas. Like if it was once acted as support, you then look for it to act as resistance once it comes back to that area. Very, very good strategy. All right, let's look for the end of day drip now. So we're gonna go to the 2-minute chart. That is not my stop loss. If it comes back up above like 31, I'm gonna exit. That's like emergency stop. FYI. Okay, so we're on the 2-minute chart, right? Then we're gonna come over here, grab that cross. We're going to then put it on the 4 p.m. candle, which is still forming right now. And then we're just gonna put a line on the low and the high of it once it finishes. So the low, we have the high. And then you have to do it on a correlated asset. So ES is a correlated asset. Nasdaq and ES are like 96% correlated. I would say in the last week, they probably a little less than that, but on average, it's about their correlation. So now we just simply wait for it to break one side of it, which I would assume that it's going to come down into here. I'm just front running it a little bit. Okay. So we have that secondary trade there. Really nice add-on point there. And I'm just dropping down to see what the structure looks like here, because there is a chance that it could try to come up to this area up here. Because this is probably like a 3-minute strong low. Yeah, so the market structure is still bullish on the 3-minute and above. So this, I'm gonna drill this shit into your guys' head, the market structure. It's a strong low. This low led to a break of that high. This low right there led to a break of that high. That makes this a strong low, meaning it should act as support going forward. Pretty much with strong lows, you really want to trust them until they're proven wrong. So then again, you have a high, low, right? So this low led to a break of that high. So that makes this a strong low. Then you have this high and this low. This low led to a break of that high. You guys seeing it now? So that makes this a strong low. It should act as support. Usually they're never broken on the first attempt. So it won't just like flash through it. Usually like will bounce, teeter tot, consolidate, pull back, and then break it. So that's why I'm kind of a little bit, I don't want to say worried, but there's a chance that this trade doesn't work because of that. Because the market structure is bullish. And then this is what I refer to as like stair stepping up. You know, these lows are being tapped into. Yeah, market structure is really, 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 really powerful. If you can learn it properly, because there's a lot of people teaching some really bad market structure out there. Any questions, guys, on the strong lows and highs while I'm on them? I just want to make sure you guys fully understand it, because I really do think it will help a lot of you guys. I think it will help everybody. If you don't know it, it's going to help you. Like, it's guaranteed. And you know where to put your stop loss. You know where to enter. You understand if price is bullish or bearish. Bias works on all time frames, all assets. It's really just amazing. Yeah, I am. Yeah. If I was going to go, that's a good question. If I was going to go long, how would I enter? In this situation, I don't know if I would. I feel like the pullback's a little too deep. If it had respected like the 80% retracement area, I probably would then, you know, be inclined to take it. But if this was just like not this situation was a different situation, I would definitely drop down and look for areas that need to be redelivered and enter off of those. So you see, like right here, like we have a really nice, this move up here is really big. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 really, really large candles. So price is going to need to come back to this balance here. So if price is imbalanced and you know that needs to be redelivered, then you know that the balance before the imbalance is where price is going to return to. So we have the balance there. But see how it overshot it? It shouldn't have overshot it like that. It's because you have other areas that need to be like this area. I like the questions. Is it a good idea to put a stop loss over previous wick? What do you mean over? Do you mean on the other side of it? Or like, I would put it there, but I don't. I try not to give advice on risk because everyone's different. Like my personality versus your personality, it's very hard to give advice for risk. And stop loss placement, I would just say your stop loss should go behind something to protect it. So strong lows and highs are very good areas to do that for. Does the strong low have to take? No, not in this. Not in. Fuck, my voice is going out again. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right. Okay, let's try this again. All right, so not in this market, I don't believe that. In Forex, yeah, and some crypto, yeah, but I don't think it needs to take the liquidity, no. Because if you look here at all day it hasn't taken any liquidity. Like it literally is not, a 3-minute strong high is not failed all day, or strong lows not failed all day. The first one, I guess that one did right there. That one failed, but it didn't it didn't run it like. So I will say this about liquidity. I think at the New York opening is probably the only time that we see any kind of like liquidity runs that are valid to me, because they're very precise. It's not going like 200-300 points above the high and then reversing, or 50, whatever it may be. It fluctuates. I think that the liquidity thing, I think, is more of a pastime, because of futures at one time weren't that liquid. Like there wasn't a whole bunch of volume on them, but now they've become the most popular trading asset. There's a lot of volume. Like Nasdaq today is traded 500,000 contracts. If you do the math on how much money that is, that's so one contract alone is, I don't know, I have to do the math. I forget what it is. I think it's 280K or something. So to figure out how much a contract value is, you go 2.5, the price, so 25822, and then times it by the point value, which is 20. So it's 50. Yeah, damn. So it's $500,000 per contract. So you just go 500,000 by half a million. That's how much in dollar terms has been traded in Nasdaq today. So it's hard to say it's liquidity is lacking. It's not lacking liquidity, and then ES is even more. So to scoop up the stops, like let's I like the liquidity thing, because if you imagine it and you try to picture it, like let's say I'm gonna exit that there. Let's say you did have some liquidity, you wanted to scoop it up, right? Like let's say you had highs, and let's say you wanted to manipulate price to come back above these highs so you could buy, right? Because if they sold, there's going to be buy orders up there. So you're like, okay, I don't have enough contracts. I would like to buy some. So you got to think about how many contracts are probably up there. 500,000 are traded in a day. You could probably think maybe 20,000, 30, 20,000 contracts. So you're looking at, that's a lot of money, right? 20,000 like, no, I just don't think anyone's got the money for that anymore. I think back in the day when there was 10 contracts above a high, I think, okay, someone could swoop those up, but who is swooping up 20K contracts at a bad price? Because if you want to buy, you're buying at a high. You don't want to buy at a high, because if sellers sold, the stop losses are buy orders. It's very interesting. I would say they probably don't do that anymore, just because it's too much money and a bad price. So if you wanted to buy, why wouldn't you just buy here? Why would you buy you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting. And that's my thoughts on the liquidity. Forex is a different game, because it's a limited asset that the central banks are involved in, and central banks are need that liquidity, and they're trading trillions of dollars. But this is futures. No central bank here. All right, so we're kind of pulling up here. ES hasn't triggered those. Second day strategies. I guess it's not over yet, I guess, but. So it's very important when trading the end-of-day drift, like you don't just go with the one asset, because if you do that, that's not the strategy. That's not. I tested it just doing one, and it doesn't. The math doesn't add up. Like it doesn't have a high enough win rate. Comparing these two and only doing it when both of them go, it solidifies the win rate. It increases it by like 20-30%. A drastic increase. So now we came back up here again. I might re-enter this here. I just needed it to show me a little bit of weakness here. Try it again. Because it does make sense why it's coming back up here, right? It's trying to redeliver up to there. I don't think ES is going to let it, though. Because ES is the leader for whatever, I don't know why, but it seems to lead Nasdaq, right? All right, round 2. Scalp the shorts for a few bucks. Yeah. Yeah, it actually I should have scaled out there. I got a little bit greedy. I should have exited at one contract and then yeah. It was I made like I think I lost 12 bucks or something. Let's look at some examples of the end of day drift so you guys get it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll start here. Okay. So let's find the 4 p.m. candle. It's right there. So then you would have entered on the close of that candle, or is it pushed up? Either or would have worked. And then I like to put my stop 50% to up to 4 p.m. candle usually. It's usually where I like to rock it. And then the minimum target is usually 20 points. But obviously this one, geeked out. That's unusual though. It happens, like every once in a while it happens, but I'm not going to sit here and claim that that's what the strategy produces all the time or anything. It's got a pretty consistent win rate, but it does go through periods where it wins for a long time, where you get like, I don't know, I've had it all the way up to 25, 26 times in a row where it wins, and then the win rate's going to balance out, right? The thing about math is it always plays out. It always will play out. So then you'll take a set of losses that eventually will balance out to somewhere around 70% win rate. So then you have the 4 p.m. candle there. It looks like this one never triggered. Yeah, never triggered. See how ES is dropping, but NQ's pushing up. It's interesting. So this one never triggered either. That's a 4 p.m. Anytime you have a really big 4 p.m. candle, it's probably unlikely to catch a very good trade anyways. So price is definitely trying to redeliver up there. The question is, do I hold it and wait for that to happen? Do I really want to hold for 3 more points? Not really. My motto in this kind of situation is just our brain tries to play tricks on us a lot of times to try to get us to stay in it. And I've kind of built the habit. I'll just exit and re-enter because there's no real difference between me holding it and, paper loss versus a locked in loss. There's really isn't much difference. Like it's just more risk. Instead of losing 200, it could go higher, right? And I could end up losing 4 or 5, whatever it may be. So I think it's just better to just eat the loss, even when my stop loss is set up there. I think it's just better to re-enter. To me, I don't like taking big losses. It's definitely demoralizing. It just makes me mad. Just generally just frustrates me. Hey, what up, Beans? How'd you do today, my good dude? Oh, it's actually only got like one more little push there. Oh, how'd it go? I like it. You're back in options. Nice, dude. Nice, bro. That's a 3x, dude. That's what's up. Yeah, I glad you. So you that that options class worked out for you then, huh? Nice. Glad it helped you, bro. How much did that option end up being worth though at the close? Did you look? Don't look, dude. Don't do it. Yeah, don't look. It's gonna make you sick. Yeah, don't do it. It's gonna make you sick, bro. Shoulda, coulda, woulda game is a bitch. Yeah, because if you start looking at that shit, then the next time you're gonna trade, you'll start being greedy, dude. I struggle with that. When you look at it and it's like, oh, that $30 could have turned into, 2000 or whatever it is, it's definitely like, fuck. But that's a super good trade, dude. Congrats. All right, 1 second. I have a meme coin trade just popping off. I thought it was dead too. It's kind of crazy it came back to life. Kind of experimenting with meme coins. Me and Eric were on that call on Saturday, like having a little call on Saturday, and I was like, let's check it out. I'll try it. And actually, it was the market is wasn't like how it was like it wasn't anything to like write home about or anything, but it wasn't bad. So I kind of been experimenting with this, put in like 30, $40. I think I put in 18. Last night I took 20 to 100. And this morning I left 18 in there and now it's at 50. It's not bad. Okay, so we kind of like just faked me out again. Let's see how deep that retracement was. I think I don't want to re-enter again and then have to exit again. That's gonna be too much. Let's look at the 10-minute chart and see if we're getting some kind of okay. Kidoki. Doesn't look too bad. I just really wish it would just finish that out. Make my life a lot easier. Then you have the bullish market structure here, right? So strong low, higher high. So that's the new strong low, higher high. That's the new strong low. So this area, this little baby order block here should probably act as a support. It's kind of a weird one, how it's positioned. Jesus. This shit is cracking off. So you guys gotta like think I've it's 300% gains, not bad. I'm gonna take off half there. So we have a little bit of support there. Now if it's bearish, it should reject and do a failure swing here. So see I rejected that doji there. This little order flow is kind of like, it is a low time frame. You have to take that into account. But that is bearish there. Because on a lower time frame, that was once support. Now it's flipping. I think they might attack this at maybe at the open or something, open of Asia session. Come on. What time is it? 1:24. Super lame. I wanted to be able to trade the strategy, but it is what it is. We did have a pretty big 4 p.m. candle, so makes it kind of tough. All right, so if it rejects that area there, it's so lame when price does this because it just sucks because it's so boring. All right, let's look at gold. Dude, ask for analysis. Okay. So what gold do today? Still tracking on up, coming up into that area there. So if we go to the 4 hour, it's probably really clear what this is doing. Yeah. Maybe even the 12 hour, yeah. Let me delete all the drawings. There we go, much better. So we have it redeliver, and there's probably a gap up there too. Yeah, and then you have that gap up there as well. So we look at gold redelivered right to where I said it. I don't know if you were on this last week when I talked about this, how gold needed to come down into this high right here. And I think it actually even tapped into that doji there just about perfectly, pretty close. So closed in that loop that was open, and then now we have it coming back up. Probably likely to continue higher, I would think, but it's probably still going to reject from wherever this last balance area is at before it broke down. So let's take a look here. So like, where was the selling so offside that no one would have wanted to buy at? You know, we have this area here. That's pretty aggressive selling, but it's actually already redelivered that. So this is what I was talking about. Once support flipped into resistance, it is the easiest money you're going to make as a trader. It doesn't get any easier. It really doesn't. Like, there's not much, like, in terms of like low hanging fruit, reliable, high win rate, low risk, plentiful strategy that beats this. I can't really think of many. So then we have this area has never been, prices never came back up into this balance area here, right? I don't think so. Eh. Right now it is though, right? So I would think that we'll see price probably crack the half back of this area. Maybe go even a little bit deeper, maybe possibly. So maybe even up into that balance there, because this is where it actually balanced. And then you have the crack. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 candles in a row from that balance right there. So you have balance, imbalance. Price is going to return back to the balance. And then you should get a rotation back down from there, a retracement of some sorts. How far it goes, yeah, that's hard to say right now. Maybe a 50% retracement, but if you look at like what they're doing right now, they're actually redelivering this pretty decently as it's coming up. Again, the market structure here, guys. I just want to highlight this again for you guys. So you have this low, led to a break of that high. Higher high, makes this a strong low. And then you have another one right here, right? So as price came down into this one, because this is a strong low, this is a really good, then you just drop down, obviously. So you have a break of that high, that low led to a break of that high. This is a beautiful failure swing. So I look for like an 80%, 70 to 80% retracement. And then you can also look for like a low time frame balance area, maybe like a 10-minute one. And this works on any asset, you know, it doesn't have to be necessarily gold. So right here we have what? An imbalance of price here. You have balance here, balance. Buyers and sellers bought and sold in the same area. Price stopped moving. So then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row. Anything over 3, usually you'll see it redelivered. So that we just take a box, put it on the area where they both participated, and then look for it to come back into that area, which I usually just like to put a line on the high and a line on the half back, and then delete the box. Because that's my zone and that's my zone. It's not the whole area, right? And then we have it coming down into there. It might tap into that doji. We'll have to see what it does here. Yeah, so there I have an enter right there. Stop loss below the half back. Obviously, you'd have to take it with micros if you wanted to trade that. Then let it go to the Nixon balance. And then you make $10,000. Yeah, hurt. Yeah, that's gold right there, right? I don't know what to call this strategy, but strong high broken, look for 80% retracement, pair it with balance. Fire as fuck. All right, so price did end up breaking down there. I like balance. Yeah, balance with fib when it hits the tick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, options trading's tough, man. It's a tough game, dude. When you bought the call when it was at high a day, yeah, if you would have bought on a pullback, it probably would have been worth a lot more. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Because what was I going to say? The pricing, you pricing the pricing, right? On any kind of retracement, those calls, because they're at the 0 DTE, they go, their value just is so drastically changed. You don't know how I stand them? They're just another trading asset. Obviously, futures is better. It's where I focus all my attention, but I still think there's like I don't know. I've made a lot of money with options before. I wish there was a prop firm, an options prop firm. There was a company that hit me up like last year that they offered it, but I lost the email. I couldn't remember the name of the company because I have so many of them blowing me up all the time that it's like I fucking lose track of all of them. But they offered options and futures, which was different. Public. I think public's the easiest one, dude. Like, were you there for the I did an options like class on it. You want me to pull it up for you, dude? I actually think it's should be in the beginner's guide. Yeah, it's right here, brother. Yeah, we went over everything from A to B. Yeah, I use public. It's definitely the damn fucking Eric beat me to that so fast, bro. Eric's on top of that shit. Yeah, let me grab it real quick. Give me 1 second here. Let's go back to Nasdaq. Go and do this. I don't know. I feel like they be like not giving me credit for it anyways. A lot of the places that give you links, they don't actually reward you. They say they do or whatever, but they actually end up don't. Usually have some kind of weird weird cookie settings, how long it lasts, and very very stupid, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm assuming some of you guys use my link and I haven't received a dime of it, so. All right, let me put it in the chat so that I can figure out this computer. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, 1K deposit. You have to deposit at least $1,000 within 30 days or something, which most people aren't going to do. Yeah, that's like I want to pause. I like to start out anytime I'm trading. I like to, unless it's with a prop firm, I like to build the account. I like the challenge of it. It's really fun to me. Whether it be options, meme coins, or crypto or whatever, except for like obviously long term hold crypto is different, but like leverage trading or something, I always like to start with a small amount. Damn, it's not a bad trade on YM actually. I wanted silver almost got. I wanted to chase it, bro. I told you, dude. I told you, good job, dude. Told you you're gonna bounce back, bro. Do you have any advice for anyone on bouncing back? Because you went through it. You're feeling pretty. I don't know what the right word to say is, but I guess you stayed discouraged a couple months ago. It's easy to forget how much we learn, right? Like it always seems like in your head like you're not progressing, but most people are, and you just don't. It's hard to step back and realize it, I think. liking this curl here. Pretty lame. Ah. What the hell? Glad I exited some of that. Hassles. Damn, silver's just trekking on up. What? Oh, that's not the micro. Okay. That is the micros. That's weird. Well, let me try those. Alrighty, guys. Unless you guys have some questions. Oh, Samsonite. Yeah, now I'm doing it all the time. Frame alignment, not deciding to trade unless RSI is oversold or overbought. 80-20. Then decide if I'll make that decision. For me, that's a huge factor. I know people talk shit. Yeah, they just don't know what they're talking about, dude. But it changed everything last 2 weeks. That's my main key. Once I'm at levels of RSI, once I'm at levels, check RSI. Also, my RSI is at 9 if anyone wants to use it. Nice. And then you use the balance and levels. Nice. Hey, like my thing on indicators, if it helps you, rock it, dude. Like, I think people that hate on indicators just don't understand, dude. I don't use it personally, but if it works for you, like helping you make money, welcome, dude. Opinions don't make you money, right? That's always my opinion. Like, opinions don't make you money. Exactly. Yeah, we're here to make that bag, not to be right. Exactly, dude. Wise words, brother. Did you go through that video and the checklist? Did that help you? I think that videos would be gold for a lot of people. If they go when they're having a period of struggle, if they go through that video, because it is extremely, like, it's how I've gotten through every slump I've been through. Some similar process to that, doing that every time. I can't remember if it's this one or the other one. It must be the other one. Damn, I can't find the fucking thing. I think it's in the beginner's guide, probably. I can't find the video. I'll have to. I don't know. It's being elusive for some reason. Like, what, it just disappear? Weird. Maybe I accidentally set it to private or something? Oh, I did, yeah. Or I changed the thumbnail, I guess. Oh, it's public. Weird. Yeah, in this video I break down, like, if you're struggling or having a like funk in your trading, I break down like a step-by-step process that will definitely help you overcome any of the issues you're having. It's pretty much how to like unfuck your trading if you're having a fucked up trading. Quick question, please. Apex send me the message that the PA discount valid till Sunday. Yeah, yeah, that's true. You can always just put in the code, like put in proven 50 and then see if it's valid or not. Yeah, so even though my code says proven 50, it's still that means they probably extended bull knocks too. It still gets you whatever discount they have going on. Be careful. I've been seeing a little bit of on the. I always research the prop firms, obviously, because I'm guaranteeing them. So I've been seeing a little bit of I don't know if like a little bit of like unfair denial going on. So you gotta be careful with Apex when they run like discounts like this for a long period of time. There's gonna be a few traders that are making a bunch of money, right? And that's gonna come from somebody's pocket. So it's not gonna come from Apex's pocket. They've proven that before, that they will just straight take it from the traders. So you gotta be careful with them. Like I've seen a couple people, like one person got denied because he was long gold and short silver, and they said that was like a hedging thing. He was already on probation though, and I guess they denied his payout or something. That's just what I read on a and that was 2 days ago, I think, on the reviews. Yeah, just be a little bit careful with them. Just be a little bit careful. I think they're still good, obviously, but I think Bullnox is probably a better option, but I think Apex is a little bit cheaper right now with their bigger accounts, obviously. Because I think even like, I think the 50K, I didn't realize that the other day. I think the 50K through the 100K are all the same price or something like that to activate them and everything. They've been having this discount for a minute. It's been quite a while now. I actually had this company hit me up last night. That's pretty interesting what they do. I'm gonna try to meet with the owner on a Zoom. So what they do is, instead of, it's like they just run competitions 24/7, which I thought was kind of cool. Like they're like trading, some are free, some are paid. They actually the prizes seem pretty decent. There's not that many people entering them, so. Is that the name of them? Tenacity? Is that, yeah, that's the name, right? Spelt a little different though, huh? Are you? I also had another prop firm hit me up that is doing like really short term funded accounts, like a 3-hour account where like you would have, like, you buy an eval, and if you hit the profit target within 3 hours, you get 3x or whatever the account value is, whatever your profit is. So let's say you pay $50 for it, you would then get whatever the target was. So let's say you pay $50, the target's like $500, you would then get $1,500 payout or something like that. It's kind of tricky, but it's CFD, so I've said no to them. I would go with the 50K personally, but technically the 25K is going to be a easier account for you, just because the drawdown to profit ratios, like it's the most fair evaluation you can buy as a 25K account with most companies. Like mathematically, it's fair. Like they don't have an edge over you when it comes to your profit or drawdown, which I call that your PTDR. I should probably just remake this video. I still have all the slides and everything. So if you think about the prop firms, like they have an edge over you, right? A mathematical edge to ensure that some people lose, enough of people lose so that they make money, right? If they didn't have a mathematical edge, kind of like a casino has, they know exactly how many people are going to fail and how many people are going to find success. They know the math on that. So that's why they have like trailing drawdown, or have certain rules that kind of like, they pretty much get you to fail, right? So like a 25K account's going to have a profit target of 1,500 and then a drawdown of 1,500. That's even. And then let's say like a 100K account's going to have a profit target of 6,000, but they're only going to let you lose 3,500. So like, what's up with that? Like that's so skewed in their favor, way in their favor compared to even double. You have to make double if you compare it to amount you're allowed to lose. And then this is because they use the 50K account or 25K account, but they're not. That's not what they are. They a 25K account's actually just a $1,500 account because your drawdown's the account value, right? And then 150K account's really just a 50K or a $5,000 account, and so on and so on. And it's just like if you were to like look at these without, if you were to compare these two, like which one would you want? Would you want to have to make 20,000 and only be able to lose 7,500? Or would you be required to make 1,500 and then you could lose 1,500? Like which one's better if you compare these two? Like they're not equal, right? Like one is 3 times better in terms of your odds of success, and that's a 25K account. Now, everyone else in the game is going to tell you differently, right? Everybody. Every fucking buddy else will tell you something completely different. But why? Because they're worried about the commissions. The prop firms are worried about their profit, right? They know that you're more likely to lose with this because they have a 2.6%, 2.6 times edge over you, while this one's even. Right? And then the affiliates and shit just want you to buy a bunch of fucking accounts. That's why they push copy trading on you guys like it's the best goddamn thing in the world. But it's literally just retarded. If you're not passing evals, you shouldn't be copy trading. But they want you to blow as many as you can as long as you use their code, right? Yeah, so you can go and try it this way, but this is way harder than that. This is way easier. You just have to size down, right? That's the problem is people don't want to size down. So if you're going to be trading it, you can't do it with minis. You have to go to micros. I've tried. You'll get lucky every once in a while and pass one with minis, but to be consistently profitable, you have to use micros with this because of the leverage that we're given. Because like this one, this account they'll give you like what 20 contracts and hope you YOLO it. But if you look at the value of 20 contracts, we know it's $513,000, $516,000 per contract times 20. So they're giving you $10 million of leverage with only $7,500 of drawdown. So that's you trading with a leverage of 1,376x. So if you it's just silly, right? Like you can't expect to use that type of leverage. You can, I'm not saying you can't, but it's going to be very hard for most people. Statistically speaking, it's like pretty improbable. All right, so there's you guys' exactly only copy trade if you're getting payouts. If you're getting payouts, rock it, but otherwise you're just adding on leverage when you don't need more leverage, right? You need less leverage. Because no matter the way you look at it, if you want to split it up and make it seem like it's different, but 10 accounts times 50 is still $500 no matter how you shake the tree, right? No matter how you twist it, it's still $500 of risk. Whether it's one account, or or 10. It's the same fucking thing. It still equals $500 of risk per trade. You're just spreading it out and increasing your losses. Instead of blowing one account, you're gonna blow 10. Like that's 10 times more expensive to learn. You know, let's say you paid $80 per eval, now you just lost $800 instead of 80. Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you do that? I tried too. I tried to do it too. It doesn't. It's the same thing with straight to funded accounts. Like, if you can't pass an eval, you can't get a payout with a straight to funded account. There's no if and buts. They're the same exact fucking thing. There's no difference. Except for one costs a bunch of more money, and the other one, like the same rules though, right? You will always, until you fail a funded account, you will always believe it's the valuation in your way. It's just the natural, it's just how it works. Like in our minds, we're like, this fucking rules for this test are in my way. But if I just had the funded account, I could get the payout. I know I could. But the reality of the situation is your trading sucks and you just need to learn how to trade first. And the eval's got not like it's the same rules. Right? So if you can't get to the funded account, then you can't get the payout. And it's going to be even harder in the funded account because now the pressure's on. I wish I would have realized that because for so long I was like convinced like the eval's the goddamn problem. Like it's the only problem. I'll be fine once I get the funded account. Convinced of it, dude. Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, no, that's how it is, Alexis. Yeah, it's pretty normal, dude. Yeah, rotate the counts is much better in my opinion. Yeah. Uh, so Alexis just said it stops for me. I'm getting to fund it easily, but I'm not getting a payout, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because the funded account, your mentality changes around it. You immediately believe that it becomes real, right? You're like, oh shit! All of a sudden, I can make money. It puts more pressure on you, and that pressure results in anxiety and stress, which then results in trading errors, which then results in emotional trading, which then results in you blowing up. Yeah, next time you get enough to get a payout, Alexis, like instead of building the buffer or whatever, um, I would suggest you just take a small payout, just get it, and then that will stop, dude. After you get do that a couple times, then it'll become less. You just break the mental barrier because right now you have this like mental barrier in your way. Like it's just like this fucking wall. There's your money sitting here, and you're bouncing off the wall. But if you can just like push through a little bit, push through a little bit, and then the wall goes away, and then you're like, okay, money's on. I don't know why we do this as traders. It's a weird phenomenon. Everyone go. I've never met a trader that hasn't gone through it. So yeah, that's correct. Yeah. You might want to go with like I guess it depends on how close you're getting. Like you getting like really close to the pay, like are you blowing? You had like quite a bit of profit in that one account, didn't you? Oh, it doubled up again. Sick. It was actually from 20K 46 to 87. Yeah, it's a double. Take off half third. Oh no, market. Yeah, got you. So I would almost suggest, bro, because if that was a take profit trader account, you could have withdrawed it, dude. So I would actually suggest you probably switch over to take profit trader if you're getting that close, dude. Yeah, it's the best prop firm in the game by far. There is no buffer, bro. Well, technically, you have to make enough to like get the payout. You don't want to take all your, but you essentially could just close the account like at any profit. But you want to be able to make anything over 500. You could start withdrawing. You want to leave drawdown in there though. So yeah, you should probably like anything over 1500 you could withdraw. So if you were at 26,300, 26,300. Well, let me explain that, Samsonite. So there is a buffer, but you can, like, many of you probably don't know this, but you can just like, so let's say you made $1,000 on your funded account, right? You have the profit in there. You can go in there and say close account and cash out, and then it's going to be a 50-50 split. Like you could do that. Like, so once you get over the trailing drawdown, you can, so anything over $1,500, so let's say you made, I would even say anything over 250, I would withdraw. Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. I don't recommend it. It's not something I would recommend, but you technically could do it. And if you have ever blown up an eval because of take profit traders trailing drawdown, you might want to go in there and check and see if like where you were at. Because sometimes you'll have like a little bit of money left in there and they'll actually split that with you. Like when I realized that, I went back and checked all my accounts and I had like 3 of them that were like plus 200, plus 300, plus 4 or whatever. Yeah, so I would go with take profit trader, bro, because if you're at that point, probably. Because then you can one trade, you can get a payout really, like maybe 2 if you're, it's a lot easier. That is if you're at that point. If you're still failing evals, there's no point, right? There's no point in paying more for evaluations. Like it just doesn't make any sense to pay more when you're still learning. Because you're gonna fail a certain amount of evals, like everybody does, whether it be 100 or whatever it be. Like everyone's number is kind of different. I failed a grip of them because I didn't have anyone to learn from. I was really hard headed. But I think if you go and look at the payouts in the testimonial section, I would say that 75% of them are take profit trader. Right? There's a reason for that. It's a lot easier to get a payout. It's just consistency. It's just a million times easier to get a payout. Every rule that a prop firm puts on your payout restrictions, or that be consistency rule, whether that be time, days, money needed to make, it lowers your odds of breaking through and getting the payout. What I did and what I recommend everyone to do is like go with Bullnox, get the payouts, use the payouts from Bullnox to fund your or Apex or day traders, these lower cost evaluations, Get the payout with them, then use that payout to fund the more expensive accounts. Like that's what I did. I think that's the best way. Yeah, he didn't start trading until that long ago, though. He's a moderator, bro. He's not even like a trader. He just happened to step in, dude. It's kind of crazy, even going from zero experience. It's actually but crazy. Last week I blew up my biggest account, 56,700 Bullnox. I was in payout, and they sent me a message saying that they're gonna deactivate my account because I haven't traded 5 days. So I thought they were gonna close my account. I tried to flip a day, and then uh, yeah, bro. I've been there, dude. I've been up 10K in a Apex account before and blown it, dude. So I feel you, dude. After 5 days, huh? So 1 week. At least they messaged you though. Shit. Ah, got you. Yeah. Yeah. Dan, it always will reverse. Almost always, dude. So that's a good question, Dan. Like a really good one. So if you have a balanced area, right, you should always expect a rotation after a redelivery is complete. So like let's say price comes up in here, boom, and then it goes like this. You're gonna get a rotation away from that area, whether it be 50%, 25%, or 80. You're gonna get a rotation most of the time, unless price is like really cooking. But most of the time, you'll get a rotation away from it. Even though it doesn't have to be a big one, but it could just be like this, like where it goes like this. If it's really bullish, then it will just continue respecting this market structure, but you'll still get a rotation away from it. Like even right here, right? So we re-delivered finally, and then you get a rotation away from it, right? You still get a rotation into this low time frame balance area right here. So re-delivery is complete. You get like a low rotation. It's obviously trying to go higher. Was trying to for whatever reason. Yeah, so you almost always get a rotation. So the higher the time frame balance area, the bigger the rotation will be. That's why we pair high time frame with low time frame. So we use the high time frame balance areas and then trade them on and then drop down, because the rotation away from after, oh, how to explain this? So let me think for a second. So after redelivery is complete, it's going to rotate, right? What dictates how big the rotation is time frame. So the higher the time frame balance area that you identify, the bigger the rotation. Like if this was a 4 hour, right? This is probably going to be like 100 points. Move away from there. If it's a 1 minute, it's probably going to be 5 points, right? Like it doesn't guarantee that, like just because it redelivered doesn't guarantee that it's going to make a new low or whatever. It doesn't mean it's going to go down here. What it's guaranteeing you that it's going to rotate. And then you have to, check and see, like, is there an area down here it needs to come down to? So I think I explained that very well. So that was a really good question. See, those are like the questions I need, because sometimes it's hard for me to like verbalize what I see and what I'm doing. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Alrighty, guys. Let's wrap it up. And then yeah, I'll probably come on here for Asia session. It should be a good Asia session. So And that will be at 4:30 my time. So 7:30 Eastern. What in the world? That's a funny meme, bro. And then here's the you guys can push that you're interested so you don't miss out on the notifications. Yeah, I'm not sure which way what it's doing right now. We'll have to see how it opens. If it goes above this high, then it probably cooks. There's a lot of areas, like there's quite a few areas. Like this area needs to be redelivered, so we'll play it by ear. All right, sounds good, guys. I'll see you guys then. I live in Oregon, so it's Pacific Standard Time. I just convert everything to Eastern Time to make it easy for everybody. It's really confusing trying to talk about time with other people. So I'm like, how about you convert your time, I'll convert my time, and we meet in the middle. Because it's so fucking weird trying to convert it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Appreciate you. Good looking out, dude. Damn, these dudes are just playing games, bro. It goes up 200%, then down 200% over and over again. Yeah, up 200. It went up 168%, then right back down. Up 240%, and then right back down. All right. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you too, man. Respect for your work. Can you please teach us of market structure? Yeah, I think if you watch a recording, I must have went over the market structure like 5 times. I'm not sure how old that question is, though. It doesn't tell me the time when you asked it. But I'll leave this public for like a day or something like that before I make it private. Yeah, I think these questions are old. I don't know, though. It's hard to say. Average person only watched it for 6 minutes. Y'all suck at life. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.